Good. Okay, this is it. I'm back. Welcome to my live stream, guys. Good morning. Great to be back. I'm a little late, maybe 10 minutes. I wanted to go online a little earlier, but it was stressful this morning. Kami wanted to be in the garden all the time. She caught a mouse, and I had to get involved. And I also got me milk. That was one of the main reasons why I'm not, why I'm a little late. Hey, good morning, Per. Greetings to you. How's it going? I hope everything is okay. Yeah, I'm a little late because I got milk. I'm not sure if I'm doing it today, like tasting that thing, but it could happen. We would see. We would see how I feel. But greetings to you. Great to be back. I haven't really had a lot of time to do stuff, to prepare, but I have a few things here. I have a flower over here, and I already messed it up when I brought it. So yeah, let me turn the thing around, then we will discuss everything. So this is the one, and you have to see it, you have to try seeing it the way it usually is without being damaged by me. I've given it a little dent here, but this is a really beautiful flower. Hey, good morning. Yeah, good morning. Yeah, I'm having issues with the blood sugar. I think I might have a diabetes or something like that, because I have these moments when my blood sugar crashes and everything falls down. When I have trouble keeping everything, like holding stuff even, and I feel like it has to do with the blood sugar. So I might have to have a diabetes checkup sometime in the future. But yeah, I'm better again. I've calmed down. It was a stressful week. I'm spending the whole day sitting there trying to calculate taxes and that kind of stuff, and I hate it, But greetings to you. Also greetings everyone else. Remo. Thank you guys for being here. Yeah, we have today we have a bunch of stuff. This is the Carolina Reaper. Check out the fruits. They are changing color. A few are red and one is orange. Yeah, I don't really eat a lot of fruit. I mean, that's probably part of the problem. I have it on my radar now. I will really try to keep an eye on the blood sugar. So this one here is opening. Hilde Winterer hybrid by Michael Kiesling. Here we have something with an infection where we take this off. Then we will take cuttings here. This is a crest, and the crest is beautiful, but it has a few problems here and there. Yeah, and maybe we will try the Carolina Reaper. I'm just not sure if they are even ripe yet, Maybe. I'm waiting for the right moment. We'll definitely try. I'm not eating one. Like a whole one, not a chance. Not a chance. This could really be super hard, super spicy. But I will definitely try. Yeah, now I have milk now. The only thing that I have now is milk. Yeah. Chocolate milk and normal milk. That's what I got. I'm still not sure if they're even ripe though. The cultivar name, like this is called Carolina Reaper chocolate. So definitely could be possible that they are ripening until they look a little bit like this one here, which is also a chocolate cultivar. Yeah, I will definitely try one a little bit, I definitely have to try one. I can't grow something like that and not have tasted it. But it's really a little bit scary. I don't really trust the plant. This is one of the plants that could get really, really bad. I have tried the habanero recently, and that one was already very bad. In comparison, this one's supposed to be much spicier. Kind of hard to know what to expect, you know? They already look so alien, so bizarre. Yeah, and this one we will remove here. We will make a cut here. Then I have coconut fiber on the side so we can repot. I wanted to show you this. This is a grafted rib, and the grafted rib survived, but the grafting stock didn't. Grafting stock didn't make it. I don't know. I felt like I've heard a dog that was here somewhere close, but I haven't seen it now. Yeah, we will have to remove the rib from the grafting stock that didn't survive. Maybe we can regraft it, but this is going to be very difficult because you do not have a lot of tissue left here. So we will have to take this one down, and I will see if I can maybe pull it off now. No, we have to really clean this up. This was just a rib that was grafted. You can propagate cacti by just grafting a rib. Yeah, and the rib is still alive. You can see it, but the grafting stock that was below isn't. We will try to get that off, but the risk is that we will not get enough tissue that it stays alive. Then I have this one here. Let's weed this one out. These are some of the seedlings that we have grown on the live stream. The age, roughly 6 months, maybe 5, depending on when we have planted them. We have sown in a few different waves. Hey, good morning. Greetings to you. Great to see you. Hope everything's okay and all. Hope everything's okay with the studying. I'm inside doing bookkeeping and I hate it. It's too much for my brain. So, okay. Yeah, just want to remove the oxalis here. These are in the greenhouse, and in the greenhouse they are doing okay. But of course you always gotta clean them out. Make sure that there are not too many weeds in there. Then I've seen the seedling that's lying there. We will fix that. So let me pick that up again. We could also repot them now. But there are some that needed more, you know. So maybe we're doing these a little later. Taking everything out that isn't alive. Organic debris, I mean. Everything that can cause an infection is coming out. No weeds. Yeah, and that's okay. Let me see what we have there. This is a hybrid between Zizala and Pink Stripes. That's really good, you know. Like if you look at the flowers later, they have a lot of potential. Yeah, and flowers, this is the one that is open right now. This is a hybrid by Hartmut Kellner between Dessau, Ika, and Gräsers Überraschung. I would say it's a classic hybrid. It definitely has produced a few really good ones. I think this is the kind of plant that was involved in Dessauer Stern. I think it's the name of the cultivar, German cultivar. I think something like that was involved there. So I brought the plants. Just wanted to clean up the pot from the oxalis again. It's really a bad weed. I'm not sure if we should probably repot the plant this year too. There are 2 different plants in the pot, and I don't like that anymore. I'm not doing it like that anymore. At least not after a certain size. Because they might need different kind of environment. Some might do well on the shelf, and others might need it a little shadier, you know. Okay. I'm just thinking, what do you think which one would be would be riper? The one with the orange or the one with the red? I mean, I have no idea if these are even ripe. Maybe my hope is that they are losing a little bit spiciness when they are overripe. You know, that's my hope that I have. Thank you. Okay, yeah, yeah. We will we will deal with that later. Okay, yeah, but in totality, I think I would love to take this one out here, out of the pot. We'll definitely remove these side pups here. Not because they are a problem, but might not be a bad idea to have something that we can propagate. There are a lot of seedlings from this one. A lot of pups. It's a relatively big plant. Taking these off now, so I also have it a little easier to repot it later when we're putting that thing in the pot. It might be dangling around into all directions. Let's see if I can pull it out. Yeah, very often these come out naturally. This is the kind of plant they're just made to roll off eventually at one point. You know, this is not the type of plant that grows in one piece. They are often popping, and sometimes an animal pulls one away, carries it to another part, to another area. That's how they kind of expand their territory. So yeah, let's take off this one. This one I want to take off. That's below, because this is just too much humidity that's trapped there. Okay. Yeah, and I mean, you can always remove these pups. Some people leave them. Personally, it depends on what kind of a plant you have. If you have a columnar cactus that are really getting big, they are less likely to pop. Then I would often remove the pups. At least if I want the plant to really have maximum nutrients, maximum flowering. Every pup also needs energy, and it's getting it from the main plant. So every little pup that you have, in one way, it contributes positively by creating a bigger biomass. But these plants here, that you don't need that. You know, they can do much better without, because once you take them off, they pop again. See that with Echinopsis too. No idea which plant the trait came from here, but probably Ica Lubivia hybrid that pops very similarly. Yeah, and the flower, it looked nice before I hit the greenhouse wall with it. We will definitely pollinate it. I don't have a lot of fresh pollen right now. I have a hybrid with Verlet, but I don't want to use it here because the color would be uninteresting. It's also something going towards reddish, pinkish, you know. And in this case, I would really want to bring in something that can make the flower a little bit more flashy. Maybe something with a beautiful golden throat, red eye, something that has the potential to create an unusual pattern here. Yeah, and this one here, yeah, I'm not sure about that thing. It's not called brown, it's called chocolate. The official name was Carolina Reaper chocolate. And I have no idea if it's going to be something how that relates to the original Carolina Reaper, you know. There might be mild varieties that just have these subtle differences in color, but I have no idea. This is a completely new world to me. Yeah, and here, check this out. Have a bunch of these. These have ripened too. This looks brown too. So yeah, I'm quite happy with them. And this was really spicy, I believe. No, so these are roundish, and that one was really mild. And then I had one that looked like this, and it was incredibly spicy. The label was the same even, and I'm not sure why. Maybe I have a little mutation. One of the seedlings that came out a little milder. Okay, yeah, let's get started here. Let's do something. I wanted to clean this up here. Let me get the camera, and then we are getting that infection off the plant. This is a hybrid cross, I think. I have no idea what it is, what the parents are. I wanted to repot them, but I don't want to repot them like this. I'm constantly sinking into the soil with my chair. So let's take this off here, and then we will look at the inside to judge if this is healthy or not. It has this weird yellow color, and that should be a warning. It's not normal. On the inside, this looks relatively unspectacular. We will put this thing aside. This has a chance to survive, and it has a good chance to survive. In my opinion, this would have probably continued to grow from here. It might have even completely grown this out. You would have still seen it. It would have looked like the plant would be missing a few ribs here, down there. But they usually grow that out. The reason I removed it was because of the yellow discoloration, and I also wanted to give the plant a chance to pop fresh. This would have taken much longer than when you create a fresh wound where you can just let the plant pop again, you know? We repot that. Let me see if I can maybe find a label in there, but we have to probably cut it out the pot. Here's a label, but it is a different one. It's not the one for these. I sometimes planted two different types of hybrids in one pot if the body was completely different. You know, sometimes you get sometimes I used to plant a columnar cactus and a lobivia because I was so out of space that I tried to maximize when I was growing them. But the bigger they get, the more problems you have, because then you have different types of cacti in the same pot. So we will have to cut these out to get the label. We will do that when we're repotting. Now I want to get this one here. This is a really beautiful crest. Check it out. It's really nice cultivar. I suspect this is from nitrogen seeds, but I'm not sure. I will disinfect the tool now, and then we are removing everything that is necessary. I want to investigate. The plant got infection from the base in winter. Very often when that happens, it's usually frost or mealybug. So either we will find mealybug or it will have an old frost damage that might have even healed out. Hey, good morning. Good morning, mate. Welcome to the live stream. I have taken cuttings here. These are just in the pot to callus. Yeah, let's see. Let's get rid of the old material here. I want to just investigate. I just want to see what's going on here, okay? So this is an infection that happened. So I will remove all the dead skin, everything that doesn't belong there, cleaning up, because also this can be the beginning for new infections. They often love to start in old tissue. You know, if you're not cleaning it up, you have a lot of organic stuff that can start to rot. And if it's a little bit protected, then it will never stop. Sometimes you have these dry rot situations like what this is probably. But we really have to look into it. This one here, kind of makes me a little bit happy to see this, because you can already see that it started to root. This is a little root. So the one thing that we can do now to improve the outcome is to remove everything that can rot. just try not to cause new injuries at that point, because the injuries would be a theoretical entry door into the plant again. Right now, this seems to be calloused, and if you do it right, you can root that, and it stays healthy. So let's see. This here needs to come off. All of this. This is alive here. Little piece that can also be rooted again. Gotta be careful, because this has a somewhat, like, the connection between firm tissue and rotten tissue is a little bit, fluid. So gotta be careful with that when we're rooting it. This one here, cleaning up everything. This looks a little bit like a frost damage, to be honest. I think the plant got a frost damage. Eventually, what was left, like the first thing that takes damage are usually the roots. And then eventually it starts to callus again once the frost damage is healed out. And these are the situations that can also turn into a slow burn, dry rot kind of infestation. So yeah, but this is cool. This is going to be nice. We are rooting this in pumice. Okay, here's another one. Also want to clean this one up. And see here, already, I'm not sure if the camera is focusing, it already started to root too. And when you see roots, that's usually a good sign. There are pieces that you might have to cut off, really cut off. But I try not to cause injuries if I can really prevent it, because it will be starting the clock again. You are opening another hole. This here needed to be removed though. This looked like an infection. In such a case, you have to restart the clock. When you see something that could not stop, that could eventually continue to get worse and worse, then it can be a good idea to make a clean cut. Because this is always, if you have an infection there, you have a lot of organic stuff to fuel it. Yeah. So this one here, I'm thinking about either completely taking it apart and rooting it separately, or repotting it. And right now it looks like we might be able to repot it. I really suspect this had a frost damage. It's a shame. They were great before the winter. They were really beautiful. There were two. The other one I also had to take apart. Okay. Yeah, we will repot that. We will have a look at the roots later. We will take that to the rooting station. Plants too. This here, I usually place this kind of stuff outside, where you can keep it dry. It can't rain on it, and it can't be in excessive sunlight. Somewhere in the shade, but a little bit of sun, and then this has a chance. What I think will happen, it will probably survive even. When I'm taking something like this off, I'm taking it off because it speeds things a little bit up, Okay. So let's get started, okay? I have a pot here, and I want to bring a few seedlings in it. I have found a bunch that were incredibly dehydrated, and those will go into pumice, into coconut fiber now. They were in pumice, and the pumice medium was a little bit too fast draining. Might have also been unlucky just with the watering. Sometimes you have seedlings that, I don't know, where another plant blocks them and they don't get as much water as that one. They definitely had something like that going. So yeah, we are bringing these into the coconut now. Okay. This is nice. Yeah, this is coconut medium. We've discussed it a lot on the channel. It could be horrible. It could be great. My personal experience is that it's okay, that you can work with it, but it has its problems that come out regularly, like nutrient deficiencies and that kind of stuff. You know. So yeah, this is the label. It's one of mine. Flying Dragon crossed with Cantora 1433 and feathers. Very dehydrated. These need to be watered on a regular basis. Yeah, and we might not get all of them back, but I suspect we have a chance. Then we have this here. This was the plant where I already said it's hard to propagate it. So far, all attempts to propagate that plant have been difficult to failed. Like I still have a big piece of it, but it just doesn't look like it will pull through, you know. So I've removed the failed graft. We will have to make a new cut. Want to disinfect first, like disinfect the cutter, and then I will try to graft the rib. Trying to graft that rib that is on that other plant here. Where did I put it? Where did I put the rib earlier? Did I throw it away? Where's the rib? Oh man. I have the brain capacity of a potato. I don't know where I put it. Might have thrown it away by accident. You know, when you're doing something on autopilot, like when you're realizing suddenly, oh, the last 10 minutes, I barely remember. I just did everything automatically. So, okay. Yeah, where's the rib, man? I had it. It was just there. This was the pot, right? This was... I don't know. Well, then, I'm putting that aside. When it shows up again, we are grafting the rib. Probably somewhere on the ground. This one here comes back in the pot. Later, we are repotting these. We are giving this one here, all of these troubled plants, they are going into pumice. If I don't have enough pumice, then they have to wait. Then they have to go into a secondary medium until the new pumice is here. We'll buy one this week. So yeah. Next, let's clean this up. This is also the classic oxalis stuff. Getting rid of the top layer here. Check this out. This is green. When I'm seeing algae and that kind of stuff, I always want to get rid of it because it changes the soil, changes the top level of the soil and makes it like it's sealing it, you know, it's sealing the top layer. And that is something that you do not want to have with cacti. Sometimes you have to repot. Sometimes it's enough to clean up the top layer. This looks pretty okay, apart from the oxalis and all. Let's get rid of that. Yeah, okay. So this will go back into the greenhouse. Greenhouse or on the stairs. Same as these seedlings. These will also come there. So I will take the camera and we're going to the greenhouse. I want to show you something that's happening right now. Give me a second, okay? So, by the way, I accidentally knocked the flower here down. This one had a flower on it. We have a few more. It's not a problem. The plant already has a lot of fruits. I'm not sure if the plant's even able to grow another one when it's already so full. But yeah. I hate when it happens. I hate when I accidentally knock something down. So we're going into the greenhouses, having a look. We have another heat wave, by the way. We will get 37 degrees Celsius today. 37 degree. Pretty bad. So yeah, I wanted to show you this one. This is opening up sometime soon in the next 3 days, maybe. Might have to turn the plant that the flower doesn't press against the window. When you have flowers that are pressing against the window like this, they don't look so nice anymore. When they are opening up, they're pressing and pressing, and eventually it will completely distort the flower. So this will have to be fixed later. I wanted to report this. This is a cool plant that we have grown. Check this out. It's really nice. I think it's Tacvimbalensis, but we will have to look at the label. Here's a Lobivia that I wanted to show you. This will be sorted out. I will take that out the pot later. Yeah, okay, good. Here's the wound of Amun-Re, by the way. Had that in full sun. I'm sure the plant will pop within no time, within short time. I want to work more with both Tacachyrensis and Tacvimbalensis. Like those two species, they have insanely big and beautiful flowers. In my personal opinion, the species that is currently the most slept on is Tacachyrensis, and followed by Tacvimbalensis. They have really a flower diameter that goes to 23, 24 centimeters. Yeah, I believe it. Like when you're directly below the roof. I've had, like, when I was a teenager, I've had that apartment directly below the roof, and right now you can't even go there anymore. Like the temperature when it's really hot, you could really cook up there. You would just have to put something there. Yeah. So let me see if I can find the label. I want to see what the label says here. Yeah, Riverland Garden 3, Tacachyrensis open pollinated. That's the label. A grafted plant. I'm glad that it survived, because I had a lot of issues with these species on their own root. In my opinion, because it was too cold in winter. They are the species that, like in the past, I haven't had a lot of success with, because I usually lost them in winter. There were times when I couldn't heat the greenhouse the way I would have had to. And this is one of the species that you lose first. So long term, it will be difficult to really create a winter temperature that is safe for them. I need to have at least 5 degrees Celsius. Not sure what it is in Fahrenheit, but it's a little bit above freezing, you know? But just the safe range, where it doesn't go below again every time. Yeah, this is something that I want to report. Then this here. Also, this is Herzogiana. Not Leucostylus. Sorensia herzogiana. That is the name. Herzogiana, a relative of Sorensia thaiensis. And you can also see, if you look at that thing, you also see that classic downward facing spine that you also see on thaiensis. So yeah, we will report this. Then we will report this. Today we are really cleaning this thing up. This is a what was it? Herzogiana yellow. Yeah, Herzogiana yellow. This is an important plant. We need to treat that one good. So this is the coconut that I have. Just wanted to have a look around for flowers. This is opening now, and in the next hours we will see if this thing will be white or not. I suspect I'm starting to feel the flower will be white, but maybe we have a chance, you know? But this here is Betsy crossed with Apricot Glow, hybrid by Misplant, and this is the second seedling that is flowering. I think I have a few more, and if this one is also white, we might be having to locate them to just sort them out, you know? Like, at least they will not get on the best spots anymore because the flowers are white and basically probably look like the mother. So I wanted to show you this. Do you still remember the one that I showed you earlier just now? Herzogiana. This looks very similar. You know, this is one of the plants that I've been trying to identify. I suspect that this is also a relative of Thaiensis. The spines, this is not Spachianus. It's not Chicken-Dancy because it's too slender. It has that unique spination. Flower looks a little bit different too. And in the next years, we will take a closer look at these kind of species like Thaiensis, Bertramiana, Herzogiana. We will grow them all out. I will grow them all. If I can get seeds, we will plant them. And then we will have a bunch of them to compare, you know? Yeah, okay. There's a flower here. By the way, look at this. Look at this nightmare fuel here. That's a substantial spider web here. Here's the wound that where we've taken it off. Just wanted to show you that. This looks pretty good. Nicely healed. Here's the one that, oh, we have to, I don't want to have that thing being messed up by the spines of the other one. Maybe we can move this a little. Okay. The fruits here, the flowers, they worry me because they haven't come down. Very often when it's too hot, plants cannot drop the flower anymore. Like when the pollination failed, it still stays on. And none of these two look like they are pollinated. If I'm looking at them, sometimes you can instantly see how the ovum starts to swell. This will basically turn into the fruit. And right now, these don't look so good. We might have to cut them down. We will give them a little longer. But my gut feeling is they're already on the plant for too long. It should have already come down. So yeah, then here we have a few grafts. This is the pumice. This is how I'm rooting in pumice. And this is relatively a very safe way to root. The medium dries up so fast that you do not, that the fungal infections that often happen below where the cut is, that these usually cannot start. Okay. So then I wanted to have a look at the pumpkin. Let me see. I need to know what kind of a pollen I'm collecting. You know, next time this plant has a flower with pollen that I can collect, I will collect it again and I will try to pollinate them. This is this looks like it might have pollen, but I'm not sure if it will come up. Yeah, we have to really cut them up. We really have to cut them out. That will work. It's just you have to be careful that the connection where you're cutting doesn't become infected, because the remnant that will stay on the plant, that will dry up then when you cut them off, hopefully, you might have to get that out too. So, and it might not come. You might really have to remove it from the plant, and then we see how it goes. Yeah, this one here, I consider to do time lapse with it, but it's the kind of plant that if I move it into the house, I'm sure we will break off flowers. There's just no safe side. If you walk around it, on every side, there are flower buds. So when you're leaning that thing against the wall, you're already losing the ones that are here on the back side. And the plant could be really useful for breeding. We will pollinate every flower with a different father, and maybe we're lucky. This one here, this is the first time I'm getting a fruit like this. Really the first time I'm getting a fruit like this. Quite happy. If I remember correctly, we have pollinated with Deserticola. That's also interesting. I wouldn't have thought that I can pollinate this with Deserticola. I will look at the video again, what we did there. But this looks really, really good. I think this one will ripen out. The plant in the past had a tendency to start growing a fruit, and then eventually it dropped it. That's why we are repotting it sometime soon. So let's see. This one here, I would love to move out. Would love to repot that one. Not sure if we can lift it up though. It's a cool plant. It's a little heavy to lift it. Here's a good example. Now this one came out. This is the remnant from the fruit. Here's another one. And if you take it out like this, you can just pull it out when it's dried up. But if you have something that kind of in the heat wave stayed on, can be an entry door for an infection. So here we get another flower. This is Glauca, Echinopsis glauca. It's really a different species. Yeah, it's a very unique kind of body, very thin. This is much thinner than other species. Yeah, okay. This is Amun-Re, by the way, here. I will try to find a better spot for it sometime soon. But for now, this is just... The plant is a little unstable in general, like the hybrid. I often injure myself with it because it dangles around like a pool noodle, but it has spines in it. It's a really bad pool noodle. Yeah, then we have this here that is flowering. First time. I hope the flowers will not be too tiny, because if this thing has tiny flowers, we might have to sort it out. I don't know. New plant that flowers for the first time. Yeah, okay. This is Scopulicola, by the way, here. This one here, flowering. Having quite a few different species that are flowering at the same time, you know? We need to water that. Also, I don't want to shake so much. Like the fact that it started to wiggle instantly worried me. Okay, yeah, that is what's going on in here. Here we have a fruit again that we have to harvest. This is Shafari yellow. Okay, yeah, I think this is enough for now. They are not opening yet. I'm just thinking about maybe we could film it here. But we will see. I will wait. The first one, this one will open with a few days before the others. This is going to be the first. Then we're having these two. Then we're having this one. Then this one. And so this is coming in multiple flower flushes. It's not going to be one. Yeah, okay. What else? Oh, I want to show you my tomatoes. Let's have a look what they are doing. Oh, something smashed the tomato. Are you all right, tomato? The plant that fell over is also one that I want to repot. I just don't have the size for it. I gotta put it down again. This is a hybrid by Rolf Autenried. And it's a pretty good one. So we will pot it up in a really good pot. This is a sister of Sarveln, I think. Sister plant of Sarveln, and it has red flowers instead of the more magenta pinkish flowers that Sarveln has. Yeah, but we have to knock it out the pot. Have to find a good pot for it. I'm not sure. This is looking a little big for that one. So I will try to get another big one. I got an order, and that will allow me to order new pots, by the way. Thanks again for the support. People who watch my live stream and from time to time are getting a book. That kind of helps me to keep reporting, because it's so much money to constantly pay for, you know, for the pots and for the soil. It just adds up. I think I need to. The thing is just not standing solidly. Need to repot that in the next day. So now we have to look at the tomato. Oh no, my friend, are you okay? Look at you. You're not okay. Yeah, this should have been staked up. Maybe let me turn it a little. Maybe I can balance it out a little bit. Yeah, no. But we're getting tomatoes. Tomato, everything smells insane like tomato. I'm not sure if the plant got injured, but it's possible. Okay. So this one had a malnutrition. This was the first nutrient deficiency in the coconut medium. So we fertilized it recently. Yeah, I don't know. It doesn't look good. The fact that it just dropped a leaf that I touched, we really have to be careful. Like the new plants, the new flowers, the new leaves that are coming out. They were a little darker, but I think we might have to fertilize again. Wanted to fertilize today, but everything was too close. Okay, let's do some reporting, okay? I wanna get these here into something else. And it really doesn't matter if I have a bigger pot. It just matters that we get it out the old medium, that we can clean up the medium and give it a new soil. New soil already is half the battle. So getting the tripod, and then we're recording. I would also like to pollinate that flower that is open over there. I just don't have anything right now. Like I would have to get pollen from the freezer. Pollen from like that was frozen. And it has a little bit less success rate, like lower success rate. Oh, look at this. Gotta move this away. There was a little legless lizard, and I'm worried that it got into the pot. I just hope it went away, you know. They look like little reptiles. I don't know where it went. It might have really gone in the pot. They have little drainage holes at the bottom. Might be in one. Got to be very careful when I'm taking this out the pot. Let's see. No. Maybe it's below the big pot. I hope that's what happened. I can see them getting in this one. So this is one that I want to get out first. Let's be careful in case the little legless lizard is still there. Let me see. Yeah. Hey, thank you for the support. I appreciate it. Yeah, we're cleaning that up now. Thank you for the support. That stuff helps me to buy pots and all. So I'm turning on the water. Then we're cleaning the roots and then we're replacing them with a good medium. Yeah, and fertilizing needs to happen very soon. Next days. Later today it will be so hot that I can't go out. And that gives me time to finish the tax stuff, the business stuff. And yeah, then we're fertilizing a whole week. We're fertilizing the whole collection with the new water attachment, with the new fertilizer attachment for the water hose. That thing's really good, and I'm sure we can make it work. Just gotta find the right dosage and all. So I'm watering the medium just to get rid of the dust and all. I also want to give little insects a chance to run away. If there's something in there, and sometimes it is, then it's good when you warn them that something's going to happen. I really hate when I'm injuring something like a little insect. Thanks a lot, guys. I appreciate it. I'm already pleased to do this. But of course, at one point, if I'm paying the bills, it's also great. So thanks a lot. Any support is appreciated. But I'm doing this also because I love what I do. So thank you, guys. Greatly appreciated. Okay. So yeah, this one here, it's a really good plant, and it has a few skin problems because this plant in particular, like all the seedlings, they have done poorly with the lower temperatures. This Thaiensis, so like a Thaiensis relative, so we have to keep it in a rather fast draining soil. Ideally, this would go into pumice. Let me see, this is the pumice. I will order a little bit pumice now. That's what I will do. Yeah, this is the pumice. I don't know. We could mix a medium. We could maybe do 50-50 pumice and coconut fiber. And that could be decent. That could have a decent result for this. So this washed pumice, by the way, just washed pumice. Want to water it a little bit to keep the dust away. I really recommend doing that with when you're working with a mineral medium, because it instantly takes out the dust. And the dust is the biggest risk that you have. Like when you're working with a mineral medium, who knows what's in there? Some people have added like vermiculite, that kind of stuff. And that is the kind of mineral that has a high rate of contaminations with stuff like asbestos, you know. Always good to not have that. So a little bit. Yeah, this is already enough with the coconut. I don't want to have too much. So yeah, and yesterday, the thing yesterday with the comment that was there, like the thing happened right when I came in after the live stream, you know, and I'm sure it wasn't like meant in that way. Sometimes older people, or maybe that's my suspicion, okay? I'm not sure if it's true, but sometimes people want to give you advice about things that worked in their own life, you know, but the advice usually doesn't fit to the situation for other people, you know. Everyone has a separate story, you know, and for me it was just time that I talk a little bit about it. So yesterday I felt it important, you know, because from time to time I have people that do not know what I do, don't know my background story. And I wanted to get it out, that I don't have to say it every week again. Okay. Yeah, we are putting that thing into the biggest pot that I find now. And I will really try to find another one. This is the one that I have. And if we're not using that's actually a little bit too small. Let me see. A lot of the good pots are in use. I've seen this one that's a little bigger. This was just for rooting. The thing can root on the ground too. Yeah, I'm not sure if the legless lizards, if they're bringing luck, but they're cool animals. I like them. I like to have them in the garden. Everything that I pick up, they're below. Very often when you pick up something like, for example, this is the thing for the umbrella against the sun. They are often below that. When I'm moving a pot, very often they are below. That's why I'm working carefully, you know. This is a good site with nature, with healthy nature, and I try to keep it that way. I hate it. I would love to put that in a bigger pot. Let me see what we have here. Maybe something failed, or maybe something fell out the pot. No. Oh, I found another. This is Tarmensis, like the species Echinopsis tarmensis. These here, and it's all the same species, but there are different populations here, different types. So I want to plant them together and grow them out. Maybe one pot. In the first 5 years, we can maybe keep them. At that point, we might have to cut them out. But this is pretty cool. That's also a funny name. That's a good name, actually. I like it. This is too big. Yeah, these are too big. I can't put it in that. Yeah, we are potting it in the smaller one, but we have to repot it again sometime soon, and that's okay. I don't want to leave them in the same soil for so long anymore. So I will use this one, and we're using the medium here mixed with the mineral. Ideally, my recommendation, probably use a purely mineral soil for those, for Taiensis, for everything Taiensis, everything Bolivian actually. I would really look at like all those Bolivian species that are so rare. Like I've recently grown a few, like from seeds, Caulescens, not Caulescens, what was it called? Another species. I think it could have been Caulescens, but it was like they were hating the medium so much, the organic medium, that I feel like we might not be able to grow them in coconut fiber either. So we will have to look at them, how they are doing over winter. And if they are doing poorly, they need to be repotted. Maybe taken in. I consider overwintering some inside because they've been so sensitive to overwatering. Like when they get a little drop of water in winter, you can lose them. You can lose the whole pot. So, okay. Yeah, we're almost having it in the soil, and then this plant will get full sun, great spot. I will try to find a perfect spot in the greenhouse, on the shelf. The shelf is usually where I put the plants where I'm really worried to lose them. Having them away from the soil can make a huge difference for the ones that, like the smaller plants, you know. If you put these around something taller, they often don't make it. They have to have priority. They have to be completely dry. And if the medium is wet in winter just from drip water, it might be the end. You might not see the seedlings again next year. So yeah, just the label, making sure I'm not losing it. This is a cool plant. I have seen the flowers. This is a super rare Herzogiana cultivar with yellow flowers. I think I got it from Joylene Sutherland, and this is really a good plant. Out of all the plants that I have, this is one of the best, because you don't see that thing in yellow very often. And I've also seen them in nature. Like I've seen that kind of a yellow type of plant in nature, and it seems to be a natural hybrid sometimes. Natural hybrid, maybe with Huasha, Sörensia Huasha, or a Pseudolobivia. Like this one. This one's opening tonight, probably. Really cool flower. Looks neon colored. So this goes on the shelf. This comes out. A lot of the plants here on the shelf, they have been in mineral soil. And in mineral soil, they've been, from time to time when it's getting hot, they dehydrate too fast. So in the future, that's why I'm going more with the more organic medium. Okay, next one. I have a few here that I want to report. This one here, also skin problem. We are mostly reporting plants that have skin problems right now because they are the most vulnerable. They're the most easy to lose. So, let's see. This is the black soil, first black soil. So this plant had been reported just recently. Seeing a fungus gnat in the soil. Yeah, let's report it again. It wouldn't have been necessary now because I reported that thing last year, and it didn't fill the pot yet, not even close. But yeah, having a little coconut as a medium, a fresh one might be a little bit better with the fungus gnats that I've seen. Outside, usually the fungus gnats aren't that big of a deal, but they can still cause damage. They can still cost you the plant even in summer. It's just that in summer, the soil dries out so fast. The soil dries out a lot faster in summer. And the fungus gnats are also exposed to the predators that they often don't have inside. A lot of predatory insects outside in the garden, and that's why you rarely have issues with fungus gnats outside. But the moment you bring them in, they can you can reactivate them. This was the medium. This was the first medium. Black soil, graveyard soil, cemetery soil. I read about that in a soil recipe and wanted to try it out. And yeah, I mean, was really good. Plants looked really good. I lost one. For one plant didn't look good, but I suspect it wasn't the medium. I suspect it was the frost. But that already, like when you have an organic medium like this, it changes the frost tolerance of the plant. We have to really look closely at how much frost they take in this medium and how much frost they take in the mineral medium. Just technically, they should be taking more frost in a mineral medium, just because that has a better drainage. It's dry again very fast and might be a little bit easier on the roots. So this one goes on the top shelf in the greenhouse. These are the plants in a few years that will blow us away. These are all good hybrids, all good stuff by Miss Plant. I had so many hybrids that I have no space for them, you know. So, but now we are selecting. Now we're really selecting the good ones. Next year's will be really interesting. Okay, so let me see. This needs a bigger pot. I can't put this in the same pot size again. This needs a bigger pot. We can't repot that right now. I will try to find a pot for these. These need to come out the soil. This is bad. These have been, like when you have this kind of stuff, this lack of space, lack of nutrients, because when you have a few plants in one pot together, they are competing for space, nutrients, water. So we need to single them out. Let's do this one. And we will put this in a bigger size, like one size above, one size bigger. Oh yeah, that's the label. So, looking for life. Hey, is there anybody in there? Good. Yeah, good. So I'm watering it, and then we're taking that thing apart and potting it in coconut. This is grafted, so the frost tolerance might be a little higher, but we still have to be careful. Like I said, Tachychirensis, Tacquimbalensis, I've lost a few seedlings just from the temperature. So, okay. Yeah, good. Let's use this. This is the only one that I have. That's the label. So we'll order a few pots later today. I'm not sure what size, but maybe 20 centimeters. 20 centimeters must be something like this. And that would be good for the seedlings and for maybe a plant of this size. And maybe a few more of the really, really big ones. I just don't know which ones we should repot because they're all super heavy. At this point, the repotting, like when you have a plant of this size, repotting is really hard work. Oh, and my neighbor thinks about getting chickens again, by the way. I was really happy to hear that, to be honest. Like, my neighbor lost his chickens maybe a few months ago. In my opinion, it was a marten. But we also have a lot of foxes, martens around every night. Really every night. And so he started to think about how to keep the thing safe, you know? Like, and the chicken coop was already relatively safe. But now he wants to make it like bulletproof, you know? And yeah, I hope he gets chickens again because I really miss them. It was nice feeling in the garden when the chickens were still there. Yeah, I'm really happy about it. I mean, he hasn't really, this is not, it's not really decided yet, but I think he softened a little bit. Like when I talked to him yesterday, and I hadn't seen him for weeks, you know, because since the chickens are gone, we don't see each other anymore. There was the connection, you know. So when I talked to him, it was like in the beginning he said never again, and now he's kind of softened a little, you know, and that made me happy. Gives us a chance. I mean, I could get me chickens myself, but it's just you have to really build a chicken coop that is safe. You know, like it's so hard to keep it safe that nothing can dig through. So you have to go really deep. I don't think I could build that alone. I would probably need a little help. And if I would get me something like maybe an ostrich, a few ostriches. Angry, really angry animals. Everything that if you go inside the chicken coop, it will mess them up, you know, like if I have a fox that comes in, if the angry ostrich is sitting there just waiting for something to happen, you know, like that's what I need. Or maybe a goat. I thought about a goat. Really angry animals. That's the only thing that survives here. Of course, I also could get something like a guardian livestock dog, but that would already be like overdoing it a little bit, you know. I don't want to have a cow in the garden. They're huge. I'm sure the dog would just pull me around then. Okay, next one. Yeah, we have these. I would love to pot these up in a bigger pot size. Should we pot them in here? Yeah, maybe. Let me see if there's anything alive in there. No. Okay, let's water them. Right now, the most important thing is that plants get out the old medium, have a little bit more space, that they are not getting any kind of skin problems. What's going on? Oh yeah, okay. There's drainage holes in it. It just needs a little longer. So I'm taking them apart a little bit here. There's a really slow drainage here. I think we cannot use this pot. For one, it's too flat. I don't like how flat it is. It would be constantly causing issues. I fill up with coconut fiber here. Yeah, exactly. Goose. I like them. The only reason, like, I'm a little bit hesitant with any kind of animal. Because it was like, it's always so bad when you lose them, you know. It doesn't matter what it is. I really like animals, and when something happens, it can really throw me off, you know. I was seriously mourning for the chickens, yeah, and the same with the animals, with me, with you know, with Mika and Kami and Snoopy. Before that, I'm always so worried about every animal that I care for. And I really would hate to lose something, you know, like a goose. So yeah, but it might actually happen. I'm still thinking about it. I've been wanting to get an ostrich for maybe 20 years now. After I've seen them go crazy, you know, they are really angry animals. They have chosen that, and I like that about them. So, okay. So this will give them a little space over summer. Just a little bit. I don't care right now if they are, if this is a good pot or not. Like in regards to the dimensions, we will repot again. Right now, it's just important that they get out of the tiny pots. When I'm having a seedling, the smaller the pot, the more likely a plant will develop skin problems, that kind of stuff. Really trying to avoid that. These have all been in the greenhouse on bad spots, so they have to be hydrated within the next 2 months or so. And by the end of the winter, we will decide what we do with them. So, okay, these need to be... So we are getting mostly pots with plants that are single, where I have a single plant in the pot that I can put into one of these. I might also have a few of the slightly bigger ones like these, but they are running out. Yeah, I mean, I would care well for them, but with everything here, with the dangerous side here, every day I'm worried about about the cat and the dog, you know. Sometimes the foxes come already out at like during the day. Recently, I've seen them at 3 or 4 when it's so hot, like today. They are going to drink because it's so hot that they need the water earlier. Yesterday I filled up the pond again because of that. I've really seen how many animals rely on the little pond. You know, it's just a little garden pond, but during the day there are like 100 animals that drink from it. Like if it's just birds, there's so many birds that live here, have a nest nearby, and because they can just get water, they don't have to constantly fly around and risk their life every time they want to drink. You know, that's cool. I like that. I want to have a garden that's just a safe space for them. There's no hunting here. So, oh, this is a hybrid by Cactus, Binny, crossed with Hot Red, I think. Yeah. Sörensia hybrid. Definitely, yeah, I mean, this has a slight touch of mealybug. This will go in the recycling bin. This is okay. Yeah, Sörensia hybrid, they are hit and miss if you ask me. Like there's some Sörensia hybrids that have a tiny flower, and there are others that are really, really big. Oh yeah, with the wet bills, unfortunately, I know how it is, you know. I might have to take Kami to the vet very soon. I already wanted to do it last year, but then she got much better again, you know. But yeah, I'm worried, you know, because the next time I'm taking Kami to the vet, we're doing an ultrasound and like a big blood, like the whole blood work, checking for diabetes and that kind of stuff. This is a little bigger. Yeah, slightly. We're using that. I love badgers. They're amazing animals. I like them, but they're really, really angry. Also, like I wouldn't start a fight with a badger. I once came out and had a badger in front of me at the pond. Like in the morning, it was maybe 7 or 8, and that thing was huge. Like I was surprised how big they are. You sometimes see them in the children's cartoons and all, but when you see them in front of you, they could really mess you up. If I have an angry badger, who knows what will happen? But cool animals nonetheless. They look beautiful with the color and all. They look a little bit like a Billy Bumbler, like from the Stephen King Dark Tower. That's how I imagine a Billy Bumbler. Yeah, I mean, that's pretty rude of him. You can't really use... Imagine you're sitting there in the forest, you're living in your hole in the forest, having a great time, and suddenly someone tries to take a dump in your home. That's absolutely not acceptable. Okay, yeah, look at this. This starting to take shape, right? I mean, if we're only getting through half of them, we have an amazing collection in the next 5 years. If only half of them survive. So if something ever happens to me, they need to be propagated. Obviously, you know, just want to float that right away. Want to say, like when I ever retire and when I get rid of the collection, I want to make sure that they are propagated, that they are not ending in a greenhouse where nobody ever sees them again. You know, like sometimes when good breeders, when they retire or when they pass away, it's like the collection is sold to a reseller. They are splitting them up. They're not really propagating properly. They are just thinking about the money, and I hate that. So yeah, might have to at one point when I retire. We're making sure that the good ones are propagated. Like I've recently thought that when I saw the collection of Morgan Marusteri, like his collection turned up on some, I think it was Swedish, on a Swedish auction site, and it was heartbreaking. You know, I honestly thought about bidding, but I would have to pick them up internationally, you know. And if I had bid on them, I would have just made sure that in case Morgan ever wants to, like the way I understood it, he lost his collection. It was I don't know the story, you know. This is just the way I think I understood it, and there was some sort of you know, like when they are auctioning off your belongings, it felt a little like that, you know, to cover debt and all that. I can't say for sure, but it was heartbreaking to see that great collection being sold to who knows. I have no idea who got it eventually, like the price of the collection, I think it was just 3,000 euro or something like that. It was really not comparable to the actual value of breeding. You know, like there were some amazing hybrids in there, and that's the risk when you're getting, like, when your collection ends up in the wrong hands. I really want to avoid that. Yeah, I mean, I used to tell my ex-wife that if I pass away, she shouldn't let people rip her off. You know, like when there's a situation where money has to be raised for something like funeral costs and stuff like that, then I said, don't let them rip you off. You know, like, because a lot of the plants are interesting. You know, they shouldn't be sold off in a lot like you are selling off cacti in a garden store. You know, but yeah, it came differently. You know, now that I'm divorced, I'm not sure what I do. I would probably donate it, or maybe if I just hope by the end, like when I'm retiring, I will have a little bit more financial security, and it will allow me to not need it, so I can donate them. You know, that would be the plan, really, for propagation. Because I have a big collection. There are so many seed-grown things in there that all could be great. So this is Dawson's short spine tersheki crossed with, what's this? Scopulicola. Dawson's scopulicola. Remo, I have no idea why it filtered that out. No idea. Okay, so this also top shelf hybrid tersheki with scopulicola. These are the hybrids that I am growing in order to decrease the size. You know, I wanna, for one, if you look at tersheki or validus, you know the size, right? You've seen the thing in the other greenhouse, and when you're repotting, when you're repotting them often, they grow pretty fast. They are fast-growing cacti, and I try to get a miniature version of them that is flowering a little earlier, but has that kind of a body. Ideally, something wide, you know. Yeah, you have a good relationship with her. I think that comment earlier brought you to the naughty side of the auto moderator. Okay, so wait, I have forgotten this, the label for the other one from earlier. I forgot that one. Hybrid between Binny and Hot Red. I really need to look that up. Like Binny, I think it has a red flower. The way I understood it, it was a Sörensia formosa hybrid, or maybe a hybrid by Joylene. And Cactalicious is working with them. Okay, let's see. Yeah, this one here needs to come into a separate pot. This is a plant. The others all froze. This is the only seedling that survived, and it survived with extreme frost burn. And the plant was close to the door. That container was close to the door, and that's where the heat usually ends up going out. And yeah, it caused the whole container apart from this one. So I will try to at least save this. And later we will sort out. Right now I'm letting a lot of these columnars grow out because I want to have the ones with the biggest flowers. We will select the ones that have really 20 centimeter plus flower diameter. This one here has smaller flowers. This is on the list. This is an amazing plant, but it's on the list of plants that might have to be sorted out because I can only keep the best, you know? So yeah, this will happen very fast. with the flowers opening. Sometimes you think it will take a week, and then you look the next day and the thing is open. Okay, next one. Let me see. These look okay. I'm trying to repot the ones that need it the most. And I have a lot that are grafting stock. This here could be grafting stock. Let me see what it is. No label. Yeah, we're putting that in coconut. Doesn't matter what it is. Improving the care is always a good idea. It doesn't matter if it's a grafting stock or not. Have you seen how much the medium, like when I watered it, how dry that medium still was when I pulled it out? That's the strength of the mineral medium. It works a little bit like when you have meal, you know, like, or when you're kind of trying to use something to saturate water. This stuff saturates the water pretty fast, and that's good for the roots. Very often when you water them, you have a much lower risk for root rot, but also sometimes they dehydrate because you can't really, like if you have a soil like that, you really have to water much longer than most people think they have to water. This still had parts that were completely dry. Okay. Oh, there's the label. Nice. I love it. I love it. Come out. I have problems with my fingers today. Jürgen Theisinger hybrid from 2018, 191. I will try to have a look at that. Like I'm sure I have already photographed the flower last year. This must have already flowered. And then we decide what we do with it. Just putting it in a new medium now. And then later I decide if we will graft on it or not. You can graft on these Pseudolobivia. It's just not something that has the same, like when you have the plant that will eventually grow. These produce a little bit less aggressive growth and aggressive flowering. When you're grafting on a columnar cactus like we do here, they are able to put a lot of energy into that little thing. They can, like sometimes when they are full of flowers when they are grafted. That's the good thing when you're breeding. I usually try to have a Lobivia on a graft, just because they flower more. They're a little bit more resistant to cold weather. Yeah, that kind of thing. So when I'm done here, I consider trying one of those Carolina Reapers, but I'm not really sure if it's a good idea. Maybe I should do it at the beginning of the next live stream. Oh, look at this. I don't know where that guy was, but it's possible that she was in the pot. Maybe I messed up the day. Good. Also, this will also come on the shelf. Right now, everything that I put in the coconut that's not big will go on the shelves. The old plants that are on the shelves we will take down slowly but steadily. Repotting the interesting ones. Yeah, I will probably do it at the beginning of the next live stream. At least if it's like, if it ends, if I need to take a break, then I haven't worked that day, you know. If it costs me, at least I haven't worked that day. But yeah, on the other hand, what I'm doing here, it's not really work. I enjoy it. I wanted to have a look at the label here. Yeah, just a number. P&O 20144. I'm not sure what that is. Gotta look it up. But we will, this is something that we should report sometime soon. They're looking good right now. Like, when I'm deciding what we will report in the next couple of weeks, I usually look at how good they look. If something is looking like this, I don't have an immediate reason to report. So yeah, these are looking in general here. Everything that I have here, these look pretty good. They've been getting a lot of sunlight, but also water. Since I have that new water sprayer, I'm really able to water them in a way I have never been able to do. So this year had a lot of good things happening, you know, like a lot of increases in regards to the quality. I will try to pull that one out. I will get rid of the glove. I think we're done with the reporting for now. We will continue tomorrow. I will try to get that one out of the corner because I wanted to get it into a pot, into a bigger pot, into one of these big pots that I have on the side. And I'm not sure if that will work or not. So we'll put the camera here and then I will try to lift that thing up. And I might have to drop it again right away. I have milk, by the way, with the question earlier. I have milk and cocoa. I don't know what the English word is in German. In German we call it cacao. So yeah, let me get that plant in the corner. Just needed my cactus grabber. And I will be happy if I can just get it out, okay? That is the big problem here. I just want to get it out without damaging it, okay? Whew. Okay. So, there's spiders on them. Oh, come on, man. Ah! Oh. Oh, I need to take off for the rest of the day now. But I have it out. This means we can maybe repot it. I will show you the plant in a minute. I just want to put it somewhere where it doesn't fall over, okay? Oh. Oh. Now I have muscle issues. Got to be careful that I don't drop the phone. Like when I do something like that, when I lift something, it's getting dangerous. I can't hold anything anymore. Like I'm starting to, you know, shake a little. Okay, but this is good. Yeah, nice. Greetings to you, TJ. Great to see you. Just pulled this guy out of the corner. And it's crazy. This was a variegated plant. Completely variegated. Here you can still see it. Had an immense variegation that probably influenced the price substantially when I got it. Like when I got this thing, it cost me like $100 and it was already a pretty big plant. Thank you. I love it too. This is, I think it's Chiloensis, but I'm not sure which subspecies. We will have to find that out. It's already too tall for a lot of alternatives. Like the height that it has, that is a Tasheki-like plant. At least it's growing like one right now. Diameter is pretty big. There are not many species that it could be. There's maybe the more columnar versions of Shikandansi. But the flower is completely different. Flower is small, like Chiloensis. I think I have recognized the flower as the flower of Chiloensis. It's just a very unique, specific short flower, similar to Tersheki, but they flower earlier. They flower a little earlier than Tersheki and Pasakana. Yeah, so the plan is to lift that thing into a pot. But I'm not sure how that will play out, how we're doing that. I haven't really thought about that yet. But the plan is I wanna place it, I wanna either pick it, like lift it out the pot and just lift it in the other one, and then we're filling up with the new coconut medium. Or yeah, we're carrying it out, knocking the pot away and getting rid of the soil, and then it will be a little easier to carry without the soil. Yeah, but I mean the medium is okay. This is a mineral medium. This plant would probably do better in the same kind of medium. But this would be a whole bag of pumice just there. So yeah, I'm not sure if I want to use up so much of the medium for that. This is one of the next that will be repotted. It will go in a big pot here. And yeah, and then we decide what we do with the other big pots. There are just a few more left, maybe 2 or 3. And I wanted to repot the TBM. I really wanted to repot the TBM. Such a shame, this had been dropped. Yeah, I wanted to repot the TBM. But there's this spider that's living there, and I don't have the heart to take it away. You know, it's just in the middle of the spider web, and I can't do it. Hey, Andrea, greetings. Greetings to you, Andrea. How's it going with Jasper? Hope Jasper's okay. Okay, so yeah, we could try getting it out. Let me water the medium for now. Maybe we can get it out. Maybe I can lift the plant up. Getting that thing into the greenhouse. I'm glad when I'm done for today. This is really, for me, this is always hard work. So let's water that thing. Yeah, greetings. Hope everything's okay with Jasper. So, yeah, want to water that, and then I will try to get that lifted out the medium. Maybe I could also lay it on the floor, place it on the floor, and then knock against the pot that it will come out, and then we can lift it up. Yeah. I just feel like this looks like it's really stuck. I was just looking at it and felt like there's no chance this would come out of the pot easily without a fight. Where's the grabber? I should really find a way to attach that grabber to myself, like at the arm. You know, like RoboCop, just with that cactus grabber thing. Oh, here. No, she didn't catch something, but she caught something this morning, and I was really frustrated about it. Like we have so many rodents here, you know, like the really bad ones. Like just the classic mice that really take a dump into all your belongings and that kind of stuff. But she always catches the little shrews, you know, like the sweet little shrews. And they are such nice, funny looking little miniature mice. And I hate when she catches them. They are also a little bit slower, maybe, you know? So yeah, I hated that. I think I think I'm putting something around it at 2 spots, here and here. Yeah, that's what we will do. I will get me a I have a little bit of burlap, like these burlap bags that you can use to kind of that have a fabric like structure. I will use these to wrap them around. For one, the tip, and the other, I don't know what's going on with this tripod in the beginning this thing was amazing, but now it's starting to unscrew itself constantly. Yes, Spitzmaus, totally sweet kind of mouse. Absolutely, always enrages me when she does it, but I'm also not lecturing her. I'm not correcting because it's in her nature. I can't kind of, complain to her about catching mice. I'm glad when she takes them out when they're in the house. I mean, and I love mice. They're sweet animals, but if you have them in the house, that is a limit that I really need. Like, because they will take a dump into literally everything, in the food, in everything. You really have to make sure if you have mice in the house, like Kami usually deals with them, But outside in the garden, I mean, they're everywhere. The whole forest is full of them. There's a literal epidemic. And but the little shrews, I would love to if she leave those alone. Hey, good morning, Robert. No worries. I'm about to lift this guy out of the pot, and I'm going into the house now to get me like two little burlap sacks, and then I'm trying to wrap one around here and one below, and then I'm trying to maybe move it into the new medium. Yeah. Let me see. I'll be back, okay? In a minute. Okay. Oh, I'm not sure. I think we have concluded that we're doing it next time at the beginning. That I don't have to, like, if it's the last live stream that I'm ever doing, that I don't have to work something, So right now the plan is to do it tomorrow morning. I have milk, I have chocolate milk, and then we're trying one tomorrow. And I will maybe try a third of the chili at most. I think we're doing it tomorrow morning. Unless something happens, then we're doing it, okay? I'm really worried. That stuff could be so spicy that it's not edible, So, I want to pull that around here. And it's just enough to grab it here, without being stung. And I'm doing the same at the bottom. And it's just about being able to lift the plant up. I just want to have it out of the soil. It was so certain that this thing wouldn't come out. Oh. I need to take off. Give me a second, okay? I need a short break. This was too much. I shouldn't have lifted it like that. Give me a second, okay? It was too heavy. It was too heavy. I mean, I got it out, and I will just try to okay. I want to pick the right spot for the plant. We need a little bit stability for that thing now. When it's I don't know how big it gets. I don't know how tall it gets. But I want to have it somewhere. This is in center. It's the tallest of the greenhouse. I'm really shaking. Like when I pick something up, the muscles get weak, like instantly afterwards. It's not, you can do it. You can lift something, but instantly you're getting this uncertainty in the muscle, like instability and all. Yeah, where should we put it? We could put it here, like here on the side, but that might be a little shady coming in here. This is a very sun-loving species. I could also put it here. But this is a spot where I need to go to close the window again. So yeah, but we could maybe put it up here. I don't know. So, has any one of you ever tried a Carolina Reaper? I'm not sure how they are, you know, like compared to habanero. I would just love to know compared to the habanero, how bad is it? I think we are putting it here, like here on the side. I want to clean this up. This one needs to be weeded out. Tripod always gets loose in the last months. In the beginning was great. This support, by the way. I hate it. Thanks for nothing. So this thing goes away on the side. And this is a cool plant too, by the way. Also something that I haven't identified. It's a Validus hybrid, I think. 10 times habanero. That's wild, you know? Like I've read the Scoville value. Yeah, but that was all. Only that. I've only read that. Okay. Yeah, I think I will put it here. That gives the plant stability in the beginning, in the first year maybe, just so the plants can grow into the new pot. I would love to sit down right now. This is really exhausting. This one comes out. Might repot it. Let me put it here for now. There's spiders on it, and I want to give them the chance to stay in the greenhouse. The life outside might be too hard for them. So in this one here, there's also a spider. Had a few spots in winter because of the cold. A lot of the plants that had some spot, like skin problems, it's usually the cold here. So this one comes out. This is something that we will report. It's also a Validus hybrid or short spine Tasheki, something like that. This is going to be one of the main kind of plant hybrids that we do. Unusual ones. Oh yeah, that's nice to hear. And when I say nice, I mean, you know, I hate it. I would think about it. I would try it, you know. I will not try. I will really make sure when I'm trying it, I would just try a little piece and not the whole thing. I don't want to get the whole thing into my stomach, because who knows what will happen. So yeah, I will just gently, I will take a gentle nip, and then we will see how that will go. Okay, so I'm lifting that thing in, and then I need to take a break, because I can barely stand now. I'm really, like, when I'm lifting something, I really get unsure with the walking and all. Got the spine directly below the fingernail. Okay, good, nice. So, this is the stuff, and next time I need to get help for this. I can't lift these heavy plants anymore. Okay, thank you. We will see. We will try it out tomorrow. So, okay, cleaning the roots. This is the last thing that we're doing here. Putting this thing in the soil. I'm okay with having the old soil in the pot. This is just mineral. This is pumice mostly. Little bit pumice and lava. The lava is not a good medium, but it's good enough for me right now, because we are mixing it up with coconut fiber. So just want to clean this a little, and now we're filling up with coconut. Okay, I'm filling up here, okay? I'm filling the whole thing. I want to have stability. That's the only reason. Usually I wouldn't put in so much soil, but when you have this big of a pot and you have this heavy of a plant, you have to have the soil here. Otherwise we should have put it a little deeper. And that would have also been an option. I just didn't think about it in time. And I also felt like that this might be okay. Looking at it a little bit deeper might have been better. The whole medium needs nutrients now. Fertilizing later, tomorrow, sometime in the next days. If I can fertilize tomorrow, I will do it. If not, we're doing it the day after. Want to get rid of this again? These are pretty good. They have helped me a few times now. Really useful. You could also try maybe a towel, thick towels, everything that can keep something up. Oh, come on, man. Give it. Okay. So now I'm trying to correct here. I want to have it like this. And then I'm pushing the pot more towards the shelf to keep it like this. Okay. Filling up more. And I will probably place something here that keeps the plant from falling over. I also need something that keeps me from falling over. Really compressing the medium now. Okay. And it will take a good year until that thing is rooted. Until that thing is more stable in the pot. in winter, we have to keep it a little bit away from the metal. I'm pushing on the medium. And if it gives in, I'm putting more. I really want to have stability in the soil. You can put the soil in there and it's completely loose, or you can put the soil in there and you have it compacted and to actually give stability. Usually the other side, like the side where you're not, that one is harder to reach. There you can usually push a little bit more. Okay, this is enough. So I will clean my hand, then I get the camera. I hate it. Okay, this is nice. I like it. Ah, this is good. This is good. Okay. So this is the result of our work. Okay, this will be great. I mean, we have to be careful that the new medium is at least as good as the old one. That it will hold the nutrients. That there's no nutrient lockout and that kind of stuff. So yeah, we will keep an eye on that. The plant will stay here now. At that spot, I can't move it anymore. In winter, we will probably push it in center here. Especially when it gets bigger. There's a chance that this thing will reach, I don't know, another meter maybe. I don't know how tall this particular population gets, or subspecies, whatever it is. But I'm quite happy. This is going to be amazing. I just hope it's not self-fertile. This could be self-fertile, could be inducing pollination on itself, you know, because I never had a year where it didn't grow at least one fruit. And that is often kind of warning sign for me when they grow too much fruit, like a suspicious amount of fruit, you know? Okay, good. So. Oh yeah, and this one here, I wanted to talk about this one. We will probably cut this one. Telegonoides hybrid. And this is starting to become, to go to the point where you have issues growing it, you know, like when they are usually breaking off in nature. It's a species that very often they don't get this tall unless they are really like in full sun. When they are growing in full sun, they are much stronger, much firmer. And if you grow these in the greenhouse, they very often have stability issues. It's just the species. You have to put them in a huge pot to keep these stable. And we could basically place that thing in one of the big pots here and just place it in. But yeah, the flower is just not good enough. I think I can't keep it. I think I will propagate the plant, take a few cuttings, and maybe send a few to friends that have a bigger garden. Something like that, you know? It's a cool body. This is a cool species. Check it out. I really need to look into that. I have no idea about the families and all, how they connect. Sometimes people call the chilies peppers, but for me, like in the German language, pepper and chili are two different plants. At least that's what I always thought, you know? I'm not really well versed with them. This is the Charapita red. This is the one. Love it. This one is so nice, such a nice plant. And also starting to be a little bright, a little bit yellow. We have to fertilize. And it's just because I'm doing the taxes right now. Like every day, during the day, I'm inside calculating, like in school. And I'm not good at school. I was not good at school. I was just glad when it was over. And now it begins again. Yeah. So, okay. Yeah, so I'm getting ready to exit here. I need to sit down because my muscles aren't working now that I did something heavy. Like when I'm lifting something, it's over. I have to sit down, so I'm taking off for now. Let me turn this thing around. Take care, Per. Have a nice day. Also, everyone else, thank you for having been here again. We got something good done today. Like the repotting of that big plant was important. And I always pushed it into the future because it was so heavy that I couldn't lift it. So now this worked. I'm glad that we got it out. That plant will be amazing in the next 10 years. Like if we're treating it well, that plant will be here for a very long time, giving us seeds. And yeah, we will see how much space I will have this winter with all the repotting. Okay, guys, I wish you a great day, everyone. Thank you for having been here. Remo, TJ, thank you all. Andrea. Just looking back, I want to say, Camille, take care, everyone. Wishing you a great day. Robert, in case you're already gone, have a nice day, everyone. Wishing you a great day. Enjoy the week. And I will be back again tomorrow. Tomorrow morning, I will be trying the chili. I will try, okay? I will try to touch it with my tongue first and maybe nibble a bit, and then we'll see what happens. Thank you, everyone. Until tomorrow. Was great. Thank you. Great day, everyone. Why isn't it stopping? Okay, now.